Colton, going to take a look at your video from camp. I'm going to let it run through a couple times. The first time in normal speed, the second time will be in slow-mo, and then we're going to break it down and analyze it, make some comments and some suggestions to help you improve. Okay, Colton, going right to the very beginning here. We always try, before we film, we try to get you guys, of course, you tell us your name and your year of graduation, and we want you to hustle into the ball game. So you're doing a good job right here, hustling in. It's always just great practice, whether it's in a game situation or in practice. Hustle to your spot, get with your holder, mark the spot there. And what he's doing, of course, he's putting his finger right where you tell him, basically. Of course, you've got the block already down there set and everything. If you set the block, that's where you're telling the holder you want the ball. So right here, as you're jogging in, what I like to see you do, and I'm not sure if you've done it here. I don't think you do it. Your head looks like it's kind of down there. But as you're jogging in, take a glance at where your target is. You always have to know where that target. You're going to kick the ball right down the middle there. And you actually kind of have a little help here. You get that beam right there coming down the side of the wall there. It shows you right in the middle of the uprights. And then a lot of times goalposts have like a gooseneck right here, and it connects. So then your spot's there, and you know it's just right above it. So always glance at your target as you hustle in the game. You got to know where that spot. You might be kicking from the hash over here. You might be kicking from these hashes on the right side. So wherever it is, glance at it so you know that spot, because that's crucial in terms of marking your steps off. So once you get up to your spot right here, basically you're going to put your foot. I want you look like you're kind of aiming a little bit to the right here. See how your body's just kind of, you got your foot kind of look, that foot's turned over there, and you're just kind of aiming a little bit, facing over that way a little bit. I want to get you facing directly straight ahead, okay? Face directly straight ahead. So right here, put your kicking foot, your right foot, put it right dead center. Your toe is going to be right behind directly. If the football was there, your toe is right in the middle of it, right behind it. And it's going to be straight ahead right there. So your toe's going to be pointing that way right toward the target right there. And the football's going to be right in front of that. So straighten your body up so you're square and you're facing this direction right here. You just turn a little bit. And then bring this foot, bring it just alongside of it. So basically your feet are going to be side by side, toe to toe, straight ahead toward the target, and your right foot's going to be right in the middle of where the football's going to be, right in the middle. And then once you do that, once you get yourself set, you're obviously looking down at your feet, then glance at the target again, and then you're going to begin your steps back this way. Okay? So right here, you should check your target again, and you're going to start your steps back. And what I like to see you do is start your steps back with your right foot. Colton, just think your right foot. Step with your right. It should be your right first, and then your left, and then your right. That would be 3 steps. You're doing it just the opposite. 1, 2, 3 is correct, but I'd rather see you do it with the right foot first. So it'd be right, left, right. And then you'll bring your left one right alongside the right one. And then you want to check to make sure when you get to that point right here, once you get there, then you're going to check. So you kind of take a little extra step there, and then you step forward again here. See, we don't want to do that there, okay? So again, let's start here. You're starting here with your left. We want to start with the right, then left, then right again, then bring the left right beside the right one there. And then you're going to check and make sure your foot is lined with the point of placement and the target. All 3 points need to align. Okay? So make sure that's done. You're doing a little bit, but we're going to polish it up. We're going to clean it up just a little bit. You've got some fundamentals there that you're trying. So once you get here, now also you're going to notice if you line up with your foot directly behind that football, then your steps ought to come from here, right here in the middle. There's the football. Your steps ought to be right there. So this foot here ought to be right here. Your foot ought to be right there. And then that way you'll have all these 3 points again lining up. Your target, point of placement, which is right here, and your foot. All 3 are lining up. So you can see you're off to the left here. Okay? Then even you step up here, and this is where you check. I like you checking it, but we got to check it. When you check it now, see right now where you're looking, you need to see that you're like this. So you're not really lined up with that ball. You kind of here, and then you're there. That's where you need to be. And you can see where you are. There's not a straight line going to there. It needs to be right in here so you have a straight line going right to it. Okay? And you're going, once you get that done, you got to do your lateral steps. See how you're kind of dip. See your head in relation to the track, this area right in here. See the track right there? Watch how your head kind of dips. See how it dips way down? I think you're just going too wide. Right about there is wide enough. Right about right there would be a good spot. Now when you get here, see how your feet are kind of, you got this foot kind of, you still look like your feet are kind of aiming this way a little bit. Get your toes pointed right towards this direction. Okay? And then when you do your lateral step, keep your toes pointed in that direction. Keep your toes pointed straight down the field. You've got them kind of pointed like this. And watch right here when you turn. Watch when you take your lateral step right here. Now you turn it out and see how you got it turned back in. Just get them straight. Now I know we got a little bit of a shadow there, but it still looks like you're kind of. But we'll have those feet straight ahead, and then just right there, straight ahead right there. And then right here you'll have them straight ahead on your steps there. They'll be straight ahead there. So keep them straight as you're making that 90. So your 90 is going to be here, and you're doing your 90, and your feet will just stay straight all the way across there. Okay, now you're doing this, so you're taking, I think your lateral step's a little wide, so see how wide it is? Maybe right about there is probably the most you should do it. And you're going just a little bit further. See how much farther you really reach. That's just too wide. And what that does, Colton, it puts you too far from instead of being here, probably you're like over here. Now you're further from the football. It's going to be a little tougher to time it up and get your steps right. So you got your foot turned. So you now look, it looks like right here you're aiming this way. It looks like your feet are that way. And your feet ought to be, again, straight down the field. Okay, take another lateral. And see this lateral, look how wide this step is. And this step doesn't seem as wide. And plus now you got your foot turned clear over here. And it looks like you've kind of gone, instead of going here, you've gone up a little bit. So you've kind of come like this. And we want to make sure it stays 90 all the way across. Okay? So we got to work on that, clean that up a little bit. Now, again, Colton, this was at the very beginning of the camp. We did drills to help you. We also had you a video analysis at the camp, so I'm confident you've already cleaned some of this up already. But this will just kind of show you where you started on the beginning of the camp. So you get here, then I like how you brought your foot back. That's good. You did that one motion. Nice lateral, but have that nice and clean. You brought that foot back. Your feet aren't bad. Their feet are pretty good position right here in terms of apart from each other. But what we've got a problem here is this foot's aiming over here. This foot needs to be aiming right where it's going to plant. It needs to be aiming. You need to have that toe pointed directly there. And that's going to cause your shoulders to be facing that direction. You'll get your hips facing that direction. But you got to point that. You're pointing over here, so your body's kind of pointing more over this way. It's kind of facing that way. We need to get that body everything is going right down this line right here. Everything's going down this line. Get your body, everything facing that way. So you're kind of facing more over here. You're kind of facing this way. Okay, so let's clean that up. And we got a little bit of a bow here on your back. I'd like to see your back of your neck all the way back to your heel, nice and straight. Back of your head. So you're kind of leaning at your waist a little bit. I want your whole body to lean. Have your whole body, like your head's here, have your whole body leaning with weight primarily on this foot right here. So about 80% of your weight's going to be on that front foot. And your body's going to be like this. And I want you being more in a stance like this. And then you're going to slightly lean and you'll take a little jab step. Let's watch what you do right here, though. And relax those arms. So you got your arms out there like this. Just relax them. Straight down to your side. Just relax them. Let them hang straight down to your side. Okay, here we go. You got a little, see how you're swinging your arm and stuff. We want to get your stance and get set. Get still. And then and you kind of do it. You're doing pretty good here, but again, I just want to get you straight up here, lean, and then take just a real short jab with that foot. You're taking a pretty good, healthy, that's almost like a full step. And again, Colton, that's partly because you took too wide of lateral steps. It put you over there. And your foot now, it looks like, let's see if your foot, we got this shadow there. You still have your foot kind of aiming right here. And it's got to go here. So I think you're going to probably roundhouse it a little bit. Let me see what you're doing here. Here. See how you're kind of coming here. Let's see, what's that step? Your step's kind of going here toward this direction. And then your next step's coming here, and then you're kind of coming at it a little bit, kind of like a banana. You're kind of curving it. You're curving left here. So you're going here, and then you're kind of curving right there. See it? So to correct that, it's just like I said, get your foot, instead of aiming here, it's aiming here, and then your initial step's going to be right down that line. Your step's going to be, initial one's right down that line. And that will eliminate you tending to curve it a little bit. We want a nice straight approach. This is just kind of completely like the triangle here. That's a hypotenuse. You don't want to step inside here. You don't want to step in here. You want to stay right out here on this edge. Okay? And you're stepping right towards, just remember, this foot's going right toward where it's going to plant. This foot's going right to the ball. That's your railroad tracks. This foot's going to the plant. This foot's going to the ball. Left foot to the plant, right foot to the ball. You're right-footed. Okay, so let's get that worked out. Now see how straight this is here? That's where I want to see you in your stance. That's it. That's a good job right there. See how you're all right there? I just want you to, all it is right here, I want you to do the same thing, just have your body just straight, more leaning like this. And then when you're going to lean, you're going to take a little shorter jab instead of that long jab. And what's going to help it now, you're going to think, well, I won't be able to get the football. Yes, you will, because you're not going to take as wide of lateral steps here. It's going to put you more here, which is going to put you at a lesser angle, which is better, and you're going to have less distance to the football. Okay? So go work on that. That's good body position. That's what I'm looking for there. Let's zoom in on your plant. Check your plant out here. Remember, your plant needs to, we know the target is straight above this area right here. The target's right above this right here. So the plant needs to be going right towards the target. And it looks like you're starting that initially right here. You get your foot towards the target pretty good. The challenge you got here, it looks like you're using maybe a 2-inch block. I believe that might be a 2-inch block, and you've got your plant foot too far ahead. If you're using a block, your heel's going to be back here a little bit. It's going to be back, and you've got it too far forward, which is going to make it tougher for your leg to lock in time. See, your leg, you can't get to it. You got your plant foot's too far ahead now. Your leg's not even locked, and you've made contact with the ball. And it's also caused you to kind of have your hips, your leg, and everything kind of in an awkward position right there. See right there? You're hitting the ball, but you got your toe up a little bit. When you have that toe down, your foot's got to be a little bit lower. Really, you're kicking way above that 2-inch block. You might even need to go like to a 1-inch. might help you. But first of all, what we got to do is just get your plant foot right. You're just too far ahead. Think of this. If you're kicking off the ground, you're planting, you're almost, your heel's almost ahead of the football. See it right there? Your heel on your foot, this foot right here, is almost ahead of the football. And if an NFL or college guy's kicking off the ground, basically their ankle, the middle of this ankle right here, is lined up with the middle of the football. So if you put your left ankle down and you look down at the football, your ankle on your left foot, right in the middle of it, is lined up with the middle of the football. That's a pretty good rule of thumb. And you look like you're just way too far. You're too far ahead, especially kicking off a block. But an NFL guy will have their ankle more like this, what you have it, than you do with a kicking block. So just remember that. If you use a block, your foot's going to be back a little further. You know, a 1-inch block, it might be right here. 2-inch block, it might be right there, your heel. So you got yourself too far ahead, and that way your leg can't hardly, you can't hardly, it's pretty good that you kick the balls, but see, look, your leg locks here, and the ball's gone. See it right there? See it lock? And you've hit the ball with just hardly any power. And the good thing is, Colton, you got a lot more power. I mean, you're hitting the ball like this, and you got to hit it right. It's simultaneously right at the optimum compression of that football. And the compression, when your foot goes into that ball, right at the peak of that compression, your leg locks. That's where all your power comes together. Leg lock and the optimum compression of the ball. And right here also, your foot's just a little high. Right here, we want to have that foot. First of all, it needs to be a little lower. And then secondly, the foot, you've got it you need to have the toe slightly below the heel. Just slightly below the heel. Okay? Get this arm out of the mix. You're kind of you're getting your right arm involved too much. See, it's like fighting again. Let this arm just kind of hang out here. Don't let it go behind you. Just let it kind of hang here. Your left arm needs to kind of come up a little. Let's see what you do here. Good job. You get your left arm. That's good there. Get your left arm in. Now, I ought to come across your chest. And now you're see how you're scooping it down? You're doing like a scoop. Instead of scooping it down that way, see your left arm, you're going down here and over. Just take it directly across your chest. Just take it, rotate it right across your chest, just right there. And that'll clear your leg when it comes up. And see, you're kind of scooping and leaning, and I can't even see where your left arm is. Your left arm and your right arm is kind of pulling this way. So just let it hang. Don't let your arm get involved here. Keep the right arm, just let it hang. It's just kind of lagging back. It's just kind of like a rudder. It's not even doing, it's just a rudder just floating along. It's just like hanging back there. Let this arm, your left arm, watch it counter your leg swing. See, your left arm counters your leg swing simultaneously. When your left arm counters, your kicking leg's coming through. Let this left arm get it up here and come across your chest. Now, here's the other thing we worked on with you at the camp. You've got to learn to skip, because you're not skipping here. See how you're stuck? You're pirouetting on that leg. You got to skip there. That's part of why you're doing what we call a crunch. This is a crunch right here. You're crunching right there. And you're like leaning down. As you see how you lean down? And a lot of that's caused, Colton, because you're not skipping here. You've got to skip with that foot. Okay, and how you know which way to go with this leg, your leg is coming from here. It squares up at the ball to kick it straight, and then your leg starts coming towards your left shoulder. Well, that's the direction. When what's your leg? It's coming up. Right there, it's coming up. See, right now it's going towards your left shoulder. Right when it gets to your waist, right there, let your hips go on through. Let your hips go through. And this foot's going to skip in that same exact direction, and it's going to land out in here. And that's going to allow your kicking leg to stay up longer. You'll skip, you'll land on your plant foot there. Your plant foot's right here. You'll skip, you're going to land on it, and then your kicking leg will still be up in the air, finishing the kick motion. and then it'll come back to the ground. So you're letting it go. You're keeping this leg stuck on the ground, and then this leg now is coming outside the body. And not to mention, Colton, right here, since you're not skipping, you're not getting enough pullback right here. You need to get this leg here, get more flexibility, and pull that leg back up that high. So your lower leg's here. We want your leg to be like this, upper leg there, and lower leg kind of up higher. Almost get that heel right behind your tail end. Okay, so work on it. But that's because it's that you're not getting enough pullback because your skipping is not happening right here. Since you're not skipping, your kicking leg has to go immediately back to the ground to catch your balance. See how your kicking leg has to go down because you're not skipping. So therefore, you've kind of trained yourself a little bit that this leg can't go back as far because it's got to get back to the ground or you're going to fall over on your face. So we get right there. Let's get this here, get that up higher, and then skip right here. Skip right there, and then bring your kicking leg down slowly. Okay? Things I know we worked on. I'm confident you've already improved and fixed a lot considerably, but this video will help you reinforce what we taught you at the camp. Really good job at the camp, buddy. Okay, Colton, I got a little extra something for you here. Got a little split screen going on here with that talented college kicker we showed at camp. Kind of show you in the same position. This young man on the left, he just finished an outstanding collegiate career. He's trying to make it in the NFL. He's got great technique. He set all kinds of records in college. He's very talented. I want you to show you just some similarities here and show you some things you can work on. Right off the bat, it's frozen. I'm going to teach backwards a little bit right here. So I'm going to get you right here at the point of impact. You can look at his foot compared to your foot. You can see the difference. See, his leg's almost locked out right here. His leg's almost locked out, and yours is not. See how yours is right there? His leg's almost locked out right there. You can see his foot is a little lower to the ground there. He's got that slight, see his toe is slightly lower than his heel right there. You can see it. You can see your foot. I can see right below the ground there. You got your foot too high. And again, if you look at the plant, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to lock you guys up here. Look at his plant. Look where his plant is. Look where your plant is. See, he's kicking off the ground. So he's in better position. You're kicking off a block, and your foot's almost the same position he is, maybe even slightly further. But right there, so you can see the difference. And you can look at the pullback. Look how far he gets his leg back. See how far his leg is here? And look how far yours is. And that's a lot to do with the skip that's coming up. So the ball impact, you can see what we talked about. Since your leg is too far ahead, you're not getting your leg locked out. That's going to straighten itself. Look at your right arm and look at his right arm. See how you got you're getting the right arm involved, and you don't want to. You just want to keep it hanging like he has. See how he just lets it hang? He's not letting it do anything. It's just hanging there. Don't let the right arm, let the left arm do its job. Now look at this, how similar you guys are right here, pretty much except for your arm. But look at I'm talking about your feet. Okay? Look at, we're going to break it down here. I want you to get your right arm like his is. Okay? Now see how his left arm is out? But see how he has his out a little lower. You've got yours a little higher here. And that's okay. And this is okay, but he takes his right across his chest. It comes from right here. So you can start right here and finish high. But I don't want you to start here and finish low, because that means you're crunching, you're pulling yourself down. You can start here and finish high. You'll see some kickers anywhere from here to here, but they'll always finish right up in here. Arm will come across the chest here and you'll see it. So watch his arm as he goes through. Watch his arm. See how he finishes it? I don't even see your arm. And then we got this arm with your fist gripped out there and you're kind of pulling behind it. So keep this arm instead of right there. Have that arm about like this. Let this arm be there. Now watch him on the left, right where you guys are right here. Watch it as his foot gets to the waist, where both of you are almost identical. Watch what happens here. Watch how he can continue. Watch his left foot. See how he skips? We don't even see his foot. You're not skipping. It's caused your body to kind of pirouette a little bit. You have to get that kicking foot down the ground. Watch him. He's skipped. He's landed, and his kicking foot's still up in the air. And this has allowed him to whip the leg more. See, it allows him to whip his leg because he doesn't have to worry about stopping, because you're not skipping, you're having to stop. So you got to work on that skip. This video is excellent for you to show you this. Then watch how his upper torso of his body turns. See, he's in control of his body. You're out of control right there. And again, I'm comparing you with a much older, very talented college player that's going into the NFL. And I know it's a big leap, but it's a great model for you to learn quickly from. So focus on this, okay? Focus on that finish. I'm going to back it up even more. Let's go back here. I'm going to unlock it here, take it back. I want to show you right here on marking his steps off right here. Now here's what I was talking about earlier with you. Okay, see how he's got his feet? See how, look how you're positioned. You're facing a little slightly to the right, he's facing straight ahead. Watch his steps back. Watch his first step right here. Let's do it right here. 1, 2, 3, and he takes a fourth one. I would like for you to do this, Colton. Please consider doing this. Go do what he's doing. Again, let's show it again here. Feet are straight ahead. Look how fit his feet are. Straight ahead. His right foot's right in the middle of the point of placement. Your body's aiming slightly to the right. Get yourself squared away. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. Please consider doing it just like this. He'll check his target. Now he's checking to make sure his foot, the point of placement, which the ball's in front of his hip right here, and all that alignment, all three align right there. He's checking right there. So as he checks it, so he's checked it now, he comes right back to here. Look how his feet are pointed straight ahead. Here's yours. Okay, you can just see right here how you're off and how he's on. See, you can see right here, it's obvious to show you. He's lined up right in the middle there. Everything's lined up right there. And you're lined up. You can see how you're off. Okay, so he's got everything lined up there. And then right here, watch how look how short his steps are. That's not very wide at all. Let's get you over here. See how he does? He just goes. See how he just stays. Look at his head. Look at the goalpost. He almost stays right there. He's not dipping. He's not hardly dipping at all. It's just because it's nice, short step, concise. Toes are pointed straight ahead. See how his toes are pointed straight ahead? Okay, that's what's yours. See, you're way out there. Look how wide you are. He's older, a little bigger, and look how your steps are way wider than his. So get yours about right in here. So it's about right there, is plenty wide, maybe even right about here. That's as wide as you need to do it. Okay, and then watch his next one. It's like a mirror. See, his feet are still, look how his feet are. Then look how his foot's still pointed straight ahead. Now watch what he does here. This is really smooth. You do something similar to this. Watch this, how he does this. He takes that, he goes 1, 2, and then he just brings his foot back. Now watch him point that left foot toward where it's going to be planting, right there. Look at it right there. He's pointing it right there. And it gets his shoulders and everything. See how, watch where you are. See the difference? See your foot, you can see the difference in how he has his feet. Now he's going to get in his stance here. He's in his stance right now. He's in his stance. Look how nice he is right here. His back and everything. Head down and look how straight. You're in your stance. You can see how you're kind of curved here, coming here and there. Okay, we're looking for that nice flat back. So just don't lean at the waist. Lean your entire, get in your stance, stand up, and just lean your entire body with most of the weight on that front foot like he is. And get that toe facing this way. See how much I can see of his back, how little I can see of your back? Because you got your body turned to the right. Okay, now watch him right here. He checks his target, comes back down. You watch that holder. He's now calling for the snap. What's the holder's left hand right here? What's his left hand? The moment it comes up, he's going to slightly lean. Watch him right here. See it? The moment he comes up, look at his body lean right there. See it? And then look how short a jab he takes. There's his jab, and then he's in that straight position right there. Now, you did yours. Now, you're in that straight position. We just got to get there clean. See, you're in a pretty good position there. I think you've taken too long of a jab, but you'll straighten that out and then get your body in that position. But that's the position we're looking at. So all you got to do is come right back here and be in this body position here like he is right there. There it is. Okay, and then the rest of it, you can see where he does his drive step, and you can see where he's going straight towards the ball right here. He's going straight there, and you're kind of going here, here a little bit. You're kind of doing this a little bit. Okay, so but that's going to correct itself because you're going to be coming on your lateral steps a little less, not as wide. You're going to be a little closer. You're going to take a shorter jab. And you're going to be at a better angle to make contact like he's doing here. So utilize this video here. This is a great shot to kind of show you some things that you can improve, focus on, and really you can correct a lot of these things really easy. You've got the basics down. We just got to polish it to the way this college kicker is doing right here to your left. Take advantage of it, buddy. Keep working at it.